Hey, Dan Meyer here, back once again, and today we're going to talk about the origins of Sonic VA. Basically, I want to put it in context. The idea of Sonic Virtual Assistant, it's a staffing agency, right? I have a virtual employees. I have about 80 virtual employees that serve clients in the US, in Canada, in Australia, and basically anywhere where you need a virtual assistant who can help you free up your time as a business owner so you can focus on what you do best. I teach you how to delegate. I share with you tips and strategies on how you can figure out what it is that you should outsource. And I find the VA who can do those exact things. So I matchmake, right? My passion is for connecting people that have too much work to do with those who don't have work right now. And I help match them up. And that's what we really focus on at Sonic VA, but it comes out of kind of this whole experience I've had and what I do best. So what I do best is I know how to find clients because I talk to people a lot. I'm very social. I like to go around and talk to business owners. I like to listen. So when I say talk, I really mean I want them to talk. I want you to talk. Tell me what it is in your business that drives you crazy. What keeps you up at night? What stresses you out? What's costing too much money? What's not very efficient? What are things you can't do consistently? We make a list of all those things and we figure out which are the ones we want to start outsourcing to a virtual assistant. I also listen to a lot of virtual assistants about what they're doing. I'm very active in Facebook groups that are dedicated to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Filipino virtual assistants, constantly posting and sharing tips and ideas on how to really get better at landing clients. The biggest need among Filipino virtual assistants is just access to jobs. There's not a really clear, easy pipeline to match up people that have too much work and those who want to do the work. So that's really where I spend most of my time. And I find clients. I match clients with VAs. I find VAs for the clients and boom, we're off and running. And when we do this, I want both sides to understand they have to prepare their story. Because I'm always sharing my story. My story is that I'm a connector. I have a passion for this. I love the Philippines. I'm an American small business owner. I see the value of virtual assistants. I've been doing this a long time. I've grown it and grown it and grown it because I have the ability to help people understand what it's like to have a VA by telling my story. How my first business I launched was an epic failure. How the next two that I launched both were successful because the first thing I did in both cases was identify who I need to bring on board to basically delegate things to. As a small business owner, if you're ever going to scale past being a small business owner, and especially if you're a solopreneur, you got to figure out what to delegate. Your social media, graphic design, video editing, marketing, whatever it may be, you need to get those things off your plate to free you up on what you do best, which in most cases is speaking to potential clients or working with existing clients and keeping them happy. So if you're doing that, that's great. But if you're doing that and you're trying to do everything else, you're not going to be able to do any of it great. So tell your story. What do you do? Why did you go into business? What's your passion? Find a VA who can help you with that. Either can take away tasks that keep you too busy from talking about your story, or they can help tell your story. You can have VAs edit your videos. You can have VAs create videos. You can have VAs write blog posts for you. You can do things to tell your story where it's either things that you've done before and the VA repurposes, or the VA eventually learns your voice and does it for you so people can't tell the difference between when you're talking about your business and when your VA is talking about your business as you. That's a great way to go. So you want to be able to get your story out there. And you also want to have some kind of formal arrangement. One of the biggest challenges on both ends of the spectrum is there's nobody in the middle to explain how things are supposed to work. So if you're a business owner and you want to hire a virtual assistant, where do you go? Where do you start? You've heard about other people that have used this services and they've had, not good, not bad. You've heard people say, I got burned, I got ripped off, it didn't work out. You hear a lot of bad stuff. You also are afraid to let go of your passion, right? This is your passion in your business. And you're going to delegate a piece of it to somebody else who you're probably never going to meet in person, who lives on the other side of the planet. So do you really, really feel comfortable doing that just randomly off the internet? A lot of people try it and very few people are successful. On the flip side, if you're a Filipino virtual assistant and you've got a lot of skill, you've got a great resume, good experience, you know how to do a lot of things really well, but you don't know where to find clients. You try online job boards, you try Facebook, but again, you're like, kind of like both of you are just grasping for straws, looking for that, basically you're looking for a needle in a haystack. You're trying to find that diamond in the rough. Well, I can help both of you get past that. I connect you by bringing some formality to it. The VAs that I have on my team are my employees. right? They report to me. They're part of my structure. We pay them on time. We give them benefits. Most of my team has been with me for several years, some of them as far as 9 years. I've had the same staff. Some of them have been with me a long time. So we're very, very stable and consistent. And when it comes to clients, I vet clients. I talk to people up front. I figure out what their business is. I assess whether I think we can help them or not. I can't help everybody. I try, but I can't always help everybody. And I articulate that when it happens. And when we do figure out in your business what you need to delegate, what you want to have a VA do, then I make sure that we put that in the contract and we work towards that. I make sure that what we do doesn't overload the VA, because one tendency a lot of people have when they first use a VA is give them 10 things to do. And a VA can't, anybody would struggle trying to do 10 things at once in a brand new job. So we talk about trying to master the vertical before we go horizontal, right? Learn a couple things, do them well first and add on as we go. Talk about how to start with low-hanging fruit, with things that are easy, simple things to kind of build up a competence level and start to get to know the business better. There's a lot of strategy I bring to the game. That's why I'm in a situation where I have Sonic VA, where as an agency, I can ensure you that I can help you, whether you be a VA or a client, with that transition period, with that onboarding period. The next thing is that I set up time to go for this. I set up for you for success, right? I allocate my time to help in the onboarding. I make sure that we troubleshoot things. Some clients and some VAs I match perfectly, and boom, day one they're just off and running. It's beautiful. It lasts years. It's not a big deal. Sometimes it takes a while. Occasionally I have to change the VA if it's not the perfect match, because we want to find that perfect match. The whole point of hiring a virtual assistant is that it should become pretty much automatic for you. Things should be happening without a lot of effort from you. And if that's not the case, then maybe we can try something else. We troubleshoot, we have conference calls, we figure out how to get things back in sync. So I do that. That's part of having a virtual assistant agency, why I set up Sonic VA, to bring some structure, to bring some order to the potential chaos that happens when a client hires a VA, especially for the first time, and especially if they're a new VA. And the last thing is that I want to help everyone benefit financially. So I have an agency because I have a passion for connecting people. I'm really good at it, and I can charge for it. So bottom line is, I bring the two of you together. I bring the VA together with the entrepreneur. We all make money, right? The entrepreneur's business grows because they're able to free up their time to focus on what they do best by having the VA. The VA is able to have a stable livelihood, able to be able to provide for their family, be able to really make a significant move forward financially. And then, of course, I'm able to keep growing my business. So it's a win-win-win, right? So this is why Sonic VA came into existence, right? To take my passion as something I'm good at and to bring it into a program that benefits both virtual assistants and business owners, that helps you have that structure, that peace of mind, that path forward, that helps you when you get stuck, that helps you figure out how to constantly be looking towards improving in a way that benefits all three of us over the long term. So that's why I set up Sonic VA. I hope that helps you understand a bit more about what it's all about. If you're a newbie VA or a business owner new to virtual staffing, I got you. We'll figure out how to get you together. So if you want to, feel free to subscribe to this channel. Drop any comments you have below. You can reach out to us through social media. Or you can go to sonicva.com. Whatever it is, I will be there to help you figure out how you can get the best out of your relationship, whether you're VA or a business owner. I thank you for your time. Now get out there and have an amazing day.